That's Kapichat! That's Kapichat! That's Kapichat!
Booyakasha. All right.
So I've gone to
Good day. Have a good day.
Not bad. I was in York the other day. I'm in Tokyo today, as you can see by the bar. That's a Tokyo bar, according to the name. Jeremiah Cocktail Bar in Tokyo.
Nice.
Not many
Premier in?
people. Right?
Is it a Premier in again?
Travelodge Tokyo.
Very nice.
This is just a background. So you're at the circus.
Yeah, just having a bit of the circus tonight. I just thought I'd do this quickly before I go in.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah. So tonight we're chatting with Matty.
Hey.
Matty, your signal's a bit funny. Your signal keeps going a bit odd. Have you got children playing on Xboxes?
No doubt.
Yeah. We got Matty. I don't want to ruin who he is. I'll just say that we got Matty.
Yeah, I had to check by message earlier what he actually likes to be known as, because his Facebook profile says Matthew.
You thought he'd say Matt, but he said Matty. That threw you.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. So there is a clown theme, which will become clear in a bit. It's probably clear from the title actually on the YouTube video. So I thought we'd start off by having a bit of a laugh and a joke, because we do like to have a joke. So, what does a clown call an OXO cube?
No idea. What does a clown call an OXO cube?
A laughing stock.
Classic. Like that.
What happens when a clown retires?
I don't know.
They leave some big shoes to fill.
You're gonna have to say it again, because I accidentally pressed the C button.
You're bleeping. Come on. Episode 6 this is, and we're bleeping. 7. What was the joke? It's the way I tell them. What happens when a clown retires?
What happens when a clown retires?
They got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
I don't know why it is that clowns always have big feet, don't they? They always have to order those big shoes.
I assume that once they're born and they've got big feet, they're either going to be a basketball player or a clown, depending on how tall they grow. But they can tell by the size of their feet that it's going to be one of the.
When they're born, they're that big, and they just come out, and they're just that bang as they pop out of the womb. You know, you give birth to a clown when it comes out and goes, bang.
What's your favourite kind of clown routine or trick? What's the best thing you ever see a clown do?
I like a clown on a unicycle, to be honest. Like a unicycle with a horn in one hand and a hanky and a hanky that keeps growing in the other hand.
Oh,
so he's like whoa, whoa. That's my favourite clown trick.
A little bit of magic.
Yeah, a bit of a magic clown, just to detract from the fact that behind the makeup and the clothing could be a very dodgy male.
Speaking of dodgy males, I've got a quiz for you later regarding clowns.
Not about dodgy males, is it?
Well, it is. It is in a way, because clowns have got a bit of a reputation, haven't they? It's I'll keep it under wraps for a little bit. We'll do it a little bit later when it's here. All right.
Have you ever been scared of clowns?
I have not been scared of clowns. Does this face look like somebody who's scared of anything?
No, it doesn't actually.
Have you ever been scared of clowns?
No, but I was terrified of Cybermen.
Okay.
Really scared of Cybermen. That's Doctor Who. Yeah. Terrified of them. I think that's the only thing.
That's the only thing. What? Sorry.
That I've ever been scared of in my life. That's the one occasion I've been scared.
Not bad. I never did. My favourite clown trick is or routine.
What is it?
A tiny car.
You might have to come a bit closer. Your voice is a bit funny there.
Tiny car, right?
Tiny car, yeah.
Yeah. One clown coming out, another one coming out, another one coming out.
Ah.
Classic.
Your voice keeps going. Are you actually coming through your microphone or your computer?
My microphone.
Yeah, that's nice.
Turn it up.
Probably
How's
why.
that better?
I think so. So the routine where they're coming out the car.
Yeah. When you've got a little mini.
How do they do that? Do they just climb in the other door and get through, or are they literally?
Well, I assume it's going to be. I wouldn't have thought you'd see that live. I think that's only when you see them on TV and stuff. It's going to be camera trickery, isn't it? It's going to be one half of the screen, one half of the yeah. The screen's going to be cut but merged into one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't know if they just treat them really badly and they really pile them in the car.
They might do. A clown account.
Yeah, and the clown leader. What's the main man at a circus called? The big top man.
It's the ringleader, isn't it?
Ringleader. Yeah, the ringleader's there with his whip. Get in that car, Krusty.
Hey, Krusty.
Hey.
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 Hey. Hey.
God, look at that. There's a good poster there. It's got snuff written on it and the Crippins and wear caps and.
If you move those bottles, you'll see Fuzz and the Felts. Yeah.
Fuzz and the Felts.
Oh, should I move those?
I think
No,
you
you don't
should.
have to. No, okay.
No, it should. Hey!
There is it.
Look, two of the acts. Look, we've got the snuff here. And we've got so.
There's your Crippins t-shirt. Yeah.
How you doing?
Hello, Matty. How you doing?
Hello. Cheers. Good evening.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You can't even see it. Cheers. I've got a cup of tea. So
Yeah, I got a cup of tea as well.
My day off today and late shift tomorrow, so beers this evening.
You've been beers all day or just this evening?
Just this evening.
Yeah.
It's not clever or big or clever to drink all day.
No, but when did this start?
When did?
When did this evening start?
Oh, as soon at 1 minute past 12. That's technically the latter part of the day. So
Perfect.
Well, thank you for joining us, Matty. As you know, we're just going to be talking shit for as long as we want to tonight. If that's all right with you, that's the agenda.
Yeah. Let's talk some shit.
Yeah. Before we do that, Steve has the job of doing introductions, so he's done some research, possibly. So he might come up with some grand introduction.
Has he been through my police record?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Oh, no.
There'll be a knock at the door in a minute. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. This is Matty Humphrey. He is 1/3 of Scary Clown Presents, who put on the best gigs in the Peterborough and Stamford area, and well, they are the best gigs basically, and they do some. Well, there's one particular awesome compilation which I happened to buy today on Bandcamp.
Fair play.
And it's a shame I missed out on the vinyl version of it, but I guess that was a long time ago now because I'm out of touch. But it's was that a while ago?
2 years. 2 years. Last 2 years. Last January it came out, and sold out kind of pretty much straight away. So Yeah.
It's a good album. Good album. The first one that actually struck me, because I was just going through it, I was reading through the list of bands. There's obviously Vanilla Pod on there and people like that who I knew from years and years ago. Well, I knew the band from years ago. I didn't necessarily know them as people too much, but I noticed there was a song called Martin on there, which is and I thought, I wonder if this is an acoustic cover of Martin by Stuff. And it was.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant. Really good. I can't remember the name of the guy who did it now, but
That's Simon Wells, who was one of the original 3 members of Snuff.
okay, cool.
Back in the day, Snuff were a 3-piece.
Yeah.
Andy, Simon, and Duncan. Andy sadly passed away. So yeah, the current version of Snuff is several lineup changes, I guess.
I know because my first ever band, we covered Martin years ago, in about '96. Like that. I think every band did it back in that day, or every punk band anyway. Just 3 chords.
Simon and Duncan wrote Martin. I can't remember who did the lyrics and who wrote the music, but yeah, those early Snuff songs were, I believe I'm right in saying, were Wells Redmond's writing team.
Yeah. What I like about that is how well that translates into an acoustic song, which just to me just shows you just how good some of these songs actually are. It's absolutely brilliant. It's I don't know. Some people say the punk music scene and the songs are just so simple and they're just kind of, there's nothing to them, can only be played like that. But then seeing it translated or listening to it translated acoustically like that, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Shows how good the song is.
Yeah. Now
Absolutely.
We want to talk loads about Scary Clown tonight and what you're listening to at the minute and plans for the future. But what we want to do first is go back to the start for you. Where did your love of music come from?
Wow. What you want, like warts and all, and the embarrassing.
Yeah, take us right back.
Oh, so the first music playing device I ever had was a digital alarm clock with a cassette player in it, like a mono thing. Mm-hmm. And I got that one Christmas. And the first album I had was 20 Golden Greats, Boney M, which was like a cardboard cassette with the M bit was cut out and the band kind of like showed through. Incredible record cassette.
Have you still got it?
No. Yeah, so I guess the first things I got were compilations, funnily enough. But the first kind of genre music I got into was like two-tone ska at school. So I was a huge Madness fan. The first posters I had on my wall as a kid were Madness. Whole room, my little box room, was covered in posters of Madness.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how anyone can't like Madness, to be fair. I think it's such good fun.
Yeah, just school disco. Madness just makes me think of school discos and getting told off by the teacher for having my trousers too short and wearing airwear. Yeah. Y cardigans and waffle cardigans. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, it was a lot simpler back then, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was.
Getting told off. Yeah.
Where did you grow up? Where was young Matty listening to music?
Peterborough. Yeah, I'm a Peterborough lad, pretty much. I was born in Luton, but we moved here when I was 1.
Right.
So yeah, I went to East Home. Brilliant reputation, that school. Hopefully you haven't heard of it.
No.
It doesn't exist there. I think it's part of Hereward College or something now, been rebranded and stuff. Yeah, so I grew up in Peterborough. The first gigs I kind of guess I went to in Peterborough were at the Arena. Um, God, Zodiac Mind Warp, Fields of the Nephilim, kind of quite gothy sort of stuff, I suppose.
When are we
That's
talking?
what's that? Mid 80s, maybe early 80s, mid 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a good scene back then in Peterborough? Because we know what it's like now. There wasn't, no.
No, there was stuff at the arena. Yeah, when I first kind of got into punk, I was part of the local Hunt Sab group, and we would hook up with other Hunt Sab groups, and Ipswich I went to gigs in Ipswich a lot at the Caribbean Centre in Ipswich. Got quite pally with Phil from Extreme Noise Terror, another guy called Kieran. So the Peterborough Hunt Sab group would kind of drift over to Ipswich quite a bit, and go to gigs over there. Saw some fantastic bands over there too, but early incarnation of Carcass I remember seeing. Noisy stuff mostly.
Perfect.
Really noisy.
Yeah, so I was just saying, did you ever play anything? Were you ever in bands or anything?
I was in a band for a little while. The band actually carried on for quite a while, but I was only in it for, I don't know, was it a year or a year and a half or something, with 3 people from Peterborough and a couple from Wisbech called Combat Shock.
They
Sonny and Mel, who were really the driving force behind that band, they relocated to Brighton. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then they carried on for a decade, I think, or so after I left, and maybe before lockdown and stuff. I think they'd started playing again. Yeah.
Had Simon Cribbett in the band as well, playing bass.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Not at the same time that I was,
No.
but later, yeah.
I remember watching them. I mean, the Bowling Green in Wisbech. I remember seeing them quite a few times.
Yeah, we used to go to the Bowling Green quite a lot, and Sonny and Mel used to put on gigs at the Bowling Green.
Yeah. I played a couple.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah, years ago, in 96, about 96. I was in a band called, we weren't very good. We were called Sphincter. I don't know.
Oh, yes. Ah.
You know them?
Yeah.
Nobody remembers it.
Yeah. I remember we did an outdoor thing at the Bowling Green once. And
back of the truck.
I think we used your drum kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craig Hurst was on drums. You know, he knows everybody. Craig Hurst does. He was our drummer. That was brilliant.
Wow.
That was a long time ago now.
When was that? Yeah, mid-90s.
Be 96, 97, something like that. Because it'd be 96. I would have thought definitely 96.
I think it might have been 95 because
it might have been.
Yeah. I think I left Combat Shock in 96. There was a bit of a separation, and then they got back together. We did a tour with Police Bastard from Birmingham, and the band kind of imploded at that point. And then Sonny and Mel, who were kind of the glue of the band anyway, kind of replaced the useless ones and carried on. Sorry.
I'm just saying, there was Forfeit they were around Wisbech at the time, weren't they? And which I think was Paul Cribbett, which was Simon Cribbett's brother. I think.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's brilliant. I remember those days.
Kind of when Vanilla Pod started around that time as well.
Yeah. We did a gig with them at the Angles Theatre in Wisbech, and
I remember that place. Yeah.
Them and One Car Park as well, and.
One car, one car. Yeah. Crack Babies, do you remember them? Of course.
That's Lloyd's band, isn't it?
Lloyd played with them for a bit, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, reminiscing. I wish I was
It
young.
was, wasn't it? There was a lot going on back then. I mean, we're talking about Whiz Beach, and that's where I am now, and I've been for 6 years in Whiz Beach. I mean, if you think about what there is now in Whiz Beach compared to what there was in the mid-90s, there's just
Yeah,
absolutely nothing now. But as a
yeah,
15, 16-year-old, a Sunday afternoon, you'd be at the bowling green,
yeah,
just surrounded by all these people watching these mental bands. And
yeah,
that'd be most weeks as well, or even every weekend. You go to the Angles one night, the bowling green the next night, and it was
yeah.
just non-stop. Was it like that in Peterborough as well in the 90s?
No. Tell you what, though, there used to be the park, which was a fantastic venue, which has now been converted into a much needed set of flats or apartments or something. But Chris Lovell, Danny, Strawberry Daiquiri, Ackley, and who else? Sean used to put on gigs at the park, and that was good. That was late 90s, I guess, noughties,
Mm.
and that was cool. I was actually kind of in the 99, 2000, I think it was. I was managing Bogarts then.
Yeah.
So I used to hook up with Chris quite a bit, and everyone that you would go to the park would kind of meet up in Bogarts first, have drinks in Bogarts, go over to the park, and then I'd occasionally put up bands upstairs in my flat above the pub.
Nice.
It was yeah, it was that was a really good time. So yeah, there was some good stuff in Peterborough, especially at the park, and you know, when Del Singh and that were running the park. Obviously, there's Steve Jason's place. What's it called?
Matt Lounge.
Met Lounge.
Met Lounge. I never really. I don't know whether it was the layout of the Met Lounge or what it was, but I personally didn't feel all that comfortable in there. But the park, I guess I like it when there's a bit over here where you can sit and chill and chat with people, and then the stage is over here, and you can watch the band, and there's kind of multiple areas to hang out with people.
Yeah, you need that. You need that because it is a social thing completely, and
Absolutely.
you need to be meeting up with your friends and keep and chatting with everything as well as watching the play. Definitely.
Yeah.
So did you ever go around the country watching bands as well, or was it always do you just stay local?
I kind of used to. Part of the reason that the Scary Clown started was because you know, it became such an expensive endeavour going to see bands, and even, you know, gigs that probably only cost a fiver or a tenner to get in London probably meant a train fare, a return train fare, or, you know, someone driving, and then you got to find somewhere to crash and all the rest of it. So that's kind of how the Scary Clown started, really, was, you know, this is hard work. Let's kind of literally let's do it ourselves, and what could possibly go wrong?
And when was that? When was that?
I think when the Scary Clown started, it was me and Gareth Ellison, and where had we been? We'd been and stayed around my mate Ross at his place in Chelmsford, and Southport were playing. Yeah. So we got to see Southport in Chelmsford and stayed at Ross's. And yeah, I've forgotten the question.
When did Scary Clown start?
Yeah. Hard as well. Yeah.
October 7 years ago, 8 years ago, was it?
Oh, I thought it was probably longer.
I think it's 8 years ago, yeah. Really strange time because we'd been planning our first gig, which was Wonk Unit, which was another way it came about was, I think I've been hassling Sean at the Met Lounge to put Wonk Unit on, and he kind of wasn't confident that they would people would go and see them from Peterborough, because that's kind of quite a young crowd.
Yeah.
At the Met Lounge, and maybe at the time, Wonk Unit's fan base were a little bit older. So I remember saying to Gaff, like, you know, we're going to have to put them on. And it was coming up for my birthday. So initially it was just a one-off thing. We were going to put Wonk Unit on and some mates bands, the Deadites, Electric Cindy's, and Psycho Bombs. And it was a birthday gig.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I think five days before our first gig, my dad passed away.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All right.
So, shit. But I think it was a day or two before it, my mum had a word with me and said, like, obviously you're still putting that gig on.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know. And she said, well, you know, your dad was a real sociable guy that liked having fun and partying with his friends and stuff. He'd hate to be the reason for something not to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that first gig was perfect medicine for me because I've just kind of been caught up in all the, this is cheerful, isn't it? Caught up in all the stuff like the admin that goes along with a funeral and somebody passing away, and yeah, to be able to go out and just be surrounded by my mates. And Wonk Unit changed the lyrics of one of their songs to my name, so the whole room was singing out my name. It's like
Brilliant.
perfect, lovely,
Yeah.
lovely blokes. Wonk Unit, I can't say praise them highly enough. Lovely people.
Yeah, they're big in the scene there, aren't they? I know they're well popular. What I've heard, I've always liked what I've heard of theirs, and
yeah, but Wonk Fest is one of the best DIY events that goes on in the UK.
yeah.
Just yeah, it's just lovely. It's just really nice. It's just eating, drinking, hanging out with great people. It's split over 2 stages, so I mean, you can't keep up. You're just running up and down like these 2 stages, so you literally have to pick and choose who you're going to see. But
yeah,
Well,
brilliant.
everybody at these gigs are there for the same reason. They're all into the same kind of music, all into the same ideals, essentially, and so it's absolutely brilliant fun. These gigs, that's how it should be. Absolutely how it should be.
Is it ever been hard work getting everything together, getting the gigs together, or is it all just got to sort itself out?
Yeah. I guess as we've got a bit more experience in it, it's kind of got easier. So as the Scary Clown was evolving, Gareth was we started doing these all dayers, okay, and that meant food. And Gareth, who at the time was 50% of the Scary Clown, got really into he's vegan.
Yeah.
He was starting to go a bit beyond buying stuff off the shelf and cooking it on the barbecue. So he was literally getting into the science of food, and he was making stuff from scratch. Look, he was doing, he was cooking, and kind of Resist Vegan Kitchen kind of grew out of the Scary Clown. So, and that kind of took Gareth away from what we were doing musically. And Resist Vegan Kitchen, fantastic food, by the way. I've just gone from strength to strength, and that's been a nice kind of thing about the community. I think that it's kind of evolved from our silly little thing that we do where bands play and people get drunk. Is there's a kind of a community's come together, and there's little things evolving from it, which is really positive and really good.
No, that's brilliant. Who does your posters? Just out of interest, just to complete. Sorry, I'm just looking at your posters behind you now, and I've always been amazed with all the Scary Clown posters. I love them.
I kind of do them, but I can't really claim I'm an art thief. I find images and I'll manipulate them. So there's nothing kind of really done from scratch. I just kind of steal stuff and yeah,
That's
rip it
completely
out.
That's how we make music, isn't it?
Yeah.
Steal it, change that a bit.
It's postmodern or something.
Yeah.
Exactly. The art is in the borrowing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's homage.
You were just talking about that community feel, and I know when you invited us to play with that Snuff Night, that was our kind of first experience of being a band and playing a Scary Clown night, and it just felt so different to anything we'd ever done before. I mean, between the four of us, we've done shitloads over the years, but that one night it felt different. Just that community thing, that everyone was in that door at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
everyone was there, ready to start the night. It wasn't people turning up at 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah. It's kind of, and a bit of a shout out to the old Stanford crew, like Clive and Leona, and those guys were always, I'm not one for pressuring people to go on and see the first band, but there's just a kind of unwritten rule that I think when we do stuff, people just generally go, right, come on.
Yeah.
Downstairs, down you go. And it's just a kind of unwritten rule that if you're there, if the first band is some 17-year-old lads, then go and support them as much as the last band. It just kind of evolved like that. There's no pressure on anyone to do it. It just kind of naturally happens.
Well, it's a better show like that. I know we played a lot better because there was so many more people there watching us and cheering everything we were doing, and it gives you that much. It gives you so much of a buzz that you instantly play better because of that. You're into it more, and it's the best gig I've done. The most enjoyable gig I've.
Oh, brilliant! That's great.
It's really good. We had another one. We had another one booked, but it got cancelled because of coronavirus lockdowns. That was Captain. What are they called? That was in a pub in Peterborough.
Oh, that was going to be at the Ostrich when it was it.
Yeah.
Captain Arsehole or something.
Captain Arsehole. Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We've never always kind of prided ourselves on whatever situation throws at you. Don't cancel a gig. Never cancel a gig. Yeah. We've never cancelled a gig. Headline band can't play. Don't cancel the gig. Go on, play it. Just do it anyway. And then obviously coronavirus changed all that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So and we had such good stuff lined up as well, and still have now. Look, we're not allowed to announce yet, but we just kind of, I guess, got to the point where we were kind of about to step up a level, and the play kit. So difficult.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, we were on a similar journey, I think, because after that gig, we thought, fucking hell, people are actually quite like us, and something could happen here. We could get some more gigs this year, and we could actually do something here quite good. And then nothing, and then we're still here a year later, still with that band going nothing. Yeah. So how's the last year been for you?
It was all right at the start. I quite liked it, to be honest. We moved house in the January, so we were in a new, bigger house. The April of last year, the weather was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just hanging out in the back garden, barbecuing a lot.
Yeah.
I've kind of pretty much been at work all the way throughout, so I was getting out of the house still interacting with people at work. like everybody else, I'm sick to the back teeth of it now. You know, it's just I'm just desperate. I'm quite tactile, so I miss hugging people and miss spilling my beer on people and just breathing on them and then just going, get off. I really miss that.
Yeah.
It was. I agree. Like last May time, it was. I know shit stuff was happening in the world to some people, but it was once you're in your home little bubble and the sun was shining, and it felt like less pressures to be places, and it'd slow down. I remember seeing actually Matty seeing your Facebook quite a bit because all your photos you have barbecues pop up all the time. You'd always be in the garden with a beer, having a good time. So no, I know. But at some point over the last year, I think we've all hit tipping point. I think we got Christmas out of the way, and it was like that's enough.
That was a major disappointment in my household Christmas because I've got 2 kids. My eldest is 19, and my lad is only 8, and he's got a bunch of cousins around his age, and he's got 1 in Exeter, 2 in Nottingham, 2 in Peterborough, and you know, as they were talking about the lightening of lockdown for Christmas, and in the build-up to Christmas, we asked him what he wanted. He said, "I just want to see my cousins," because you know our house has always kind of been a hub of that kind of family get-together, and when Peterborough kind of hit the top tier as the only kind of city in East Anglia, oh shit, dreaded telling him, and he didn't take it brilliantly. To be fair, no, he weren't happy.
No.
There's such a Christmas is such a huge. Well, it should be for kids, such a huge thing that it feels like forever until the next one's going to come along. Everything about that day just feels like fucking magic, doesn't it? And so I can't imagine how it must have felt for kids this year. Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah. Where did the name Scary Clown come from?
It came from a photograph of one of my dearest and stupidest friends, Mr. Mason Banks, which isn't Cockney rhyming slang for anything. Some friends of mine that no longer live in Peterborough, went their house, Nicky and Kieran, they always used to throw great parties, and it would always, you know, they would have fancy dress themes and stuff. So they had this, I can't remember if it was freak show, I think it was, this freak show fancy dress party, and Mason went as a scary clown, and he's quite the artist, so his makeup was fantastic. So I think we toyed with I toyed with a couple of names. I'm a bit bullshit, so I don't think I gave Gareth much saying it at the time, probably. So there was this photograph of him, and it was his face. It was either going to be that or the Hellhound Presents, which was my old dog, who was a cross between a Basset and a Springer. So she was the Hellhound. But scary clown, just, you know, and that was before, a couple of years after, there was, do you remember all that stuff in the press about scary clowns?
Yeah.
They were like, oh shit, no, we're going to be forever associated with weirdos with sledgehammers, like hanging around on street corners.
Speaking of scary clowns, I've got an amazing quiz to do for you both at some point.
Let's do it.
And should we do it now quickly?
Do it now.
I'm very competitive, but not very clever. So
okay. It's not very hard. I can promise you that, and it's going to be very short. I told Simon about this. I hyped it up, so this is going to be amazing. Yes,
brilliant.
So basically, it's scary clown or nice clown. Okay. Right. So my background is going to change, and you've got to tell me which one is which. Ready?
Okay.
Hold on. Just figure out how to do it. Where is it? Right. So we'll first go with this one.
Which one?
Which one? Scary clown, and which one's a nice clown?
Well, there's John Gacy on the left, isn't it? Who's
Well, it might be. Might be. What do you think, Simon?
I'm
Scary?
a bit
scary?
concerned. I'm a bit concerned by both of them, to be honest. I wouldn't trust either of them. If I had children, I would not let them near my children. I think the one over your right shoulder is the slightly more dodgy one. So he's the scary one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you both agree with that one? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that is John Wayne Gacy, known as a killer clown who assaulted and murdered at least 33 young men and boys. And the other one is Bozo the Clown, who's a made-for-TV American clown franchise. Okay, so the most famous clown in America, that one.
Nice.
So, nice. Well done, both of you.
It
was a good game, isn't it?
I didn't realise that your scary clowns would actually be murderers and rapists. I just thought they'd be a bit nasty looking.
All right. So there's three. There's three of these, right? This is number 2. All right. Now this is all about perspective, really.
Yeah, Matty, what do you reckon?
I mean, I don't know who the one over the left shoulder is. Yeah, I don't know who that is. And obviously, I know who Ronald McDonald is, and I'm not a fan. Would probably be an underestimation of the situation. Is that?
So, what?
I don't know who the one with yellow hair
There
is.
he is.
No, I don't know.
Just based on how they look, which one and what in a moral situation, like morally, who do you think is the scary clown out of these two? I'll tell you the name of the other one. It's Oleg Popov. Whether that helps.
Oleg. Do you know what? I've got a feeling he wasn't a cannibal or something, was he?
No, I don't think he can't have done more damage to society than Ronald, surely.
So you're going for Ronald?
I'll have Ronald. Yeah.
Both going for Ronald, yeah?
Yeah.
And you're both correct. Oleg Popov was a Soviet and Russian clown and circus artist, and he was People's Artist of the USSR in 1969.
Not a cannibal at all, then.
Yeah.
It's quite nice, apparently. Ronald McDonald is an evil overlord who has killed too many people. The final one. So which one is the nice clown and which one's the evil, scary clown?
It's hard to say who the one on the left is without makeup on. I met Coco the Clown when I was a little kid. Yeah, back in the days on holiday in Great Yarmouth in the mid-70s, when you were still allowed to watch humans fighting animals as entertainment.
Oh, the good old days.
Good old days. Watching a clown get
bear.
Shit kicked out by a kangaroo. I mean,
I think Bozo the Clown. Yeah.
Right. So basically, that one is.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah. He's a nice guy. I'll put it up his nose there. Look. He is Grok, who is a Swiss clown, composer, and musician, and called the King of Clowns and the greatest ever European clown, apparently. And the other one's a dickhead. So that's the end of the game. It's brilliant.
Well done, Steve.
Thank you. Well done, everybody. You all won.
Did I win?
Yeah, you both won.
Yeah. You can have
Everybody
it,
win.
You win. Listen, we've done that thing again where we're going to get kicked off the call. Matty, you all right if we send another invite out and you join us for a bit longer just so we can have a chat about what's coming up with Scary Clown?
Yeah. This sounds like a good opportunity for me to go for a leak as well.
Perfect. Yeah, go for a piss. It's piss break time. Yeah.
Piss break. And what do I do? Just go back into my emails and there'll be a new link.
I'll send you an email. Yeah, nice one. Cheers, mate. Where do we get to then? We played a game and what? What have you got booked in now then, Matty? Have you got stuff booked in for Scary Clown for the year? You probably can't tell us, but have you got stuff booked in?
Yeah. We've got something in August, October, November. Is Bad Cop, Wonk Unit, like part of a joint headline tour that they're doing, which just kind of sold out immediately because people are obviously just desperate to get out, and I think people are confident that by November things will be cool. The October one, which I'm not allowed to talk about yet, is an overseas band on also on Fat Records.
Wow.
I had some communication today. Wow, they're getting a bit. I think they're more kind of the American touring bands are a little bit wary of what's going on the mainland, and coming to play the UK without doing the mainland isn't really an option. So I give them the thumbs up. Whether that'll happen or not, I don't know. That's October. Also one in August that we're chomping at the bit, just waiting for a green light to announce on the 21st of August. But yeah, a bit at the minute. Okay. People are still a bit nervous about wanting to announce things just to then cancel. Yeah. So, yeah, it's tricky. But hopefully, yeah, later this summer and for the rest of the year, we'll 3 or 4 gigs, hopefully, this year.
The backup gig, it's obviously sold out already. Do you sell out full capacity? Because it's at Voodoo Lounge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you sell full capacity for that at the moment, or how does it work? Can you?
Yes, at the moment, if we follow the roadmap, there should be no restrictions by the 21st of June. I think, whether this whole thing swings back the other way and there's further lockdowns or not, we don't know. I think people are confident in us to know that we're amateurs. So if you buy a ticket from the Scary Clown and the gig ends up not happening because of situations beyond our control, you're just going to get the money's just going to pop back into your account.
Yeah.
There's no, you don't do booking fees or, it's, yeah.
That's impressive, though, isn't it? And November, I'm just looking at the poster now. November the 18th, and it's it's just got it off. But November 18th, and it's just like you say, sold out already. Which is, I think people are as nervous as people are about getting back again.
Yeah,
I think people are just desperate for live music, aren't they? So I think any gig for the rest of this year is going to be mad, isn't it?
Yeah,
going to be absolutely sold out. Yeah, but it does seem strange, isn't it? We've gone from all these lockdowns and restrictions that in a couple of months we can all be back in a room again and fucking breathing on each other and jumping on each other's backs. Brilliant.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And
I love that venue.
Yeah, I was going to say, why Stamford? Where did that come from? Your use of the Voodoo Lounge?
Why Stamford? Because the venues were so few and far between, and I can't remember why the Voodoo Lounge initially. Probably Gareth, I think, had maybe put on a gig there before through Michael Houlihan that runs the Voodoo Lounge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just had a chat with Michael and instantly, Michael's an absolutely lovely guy. And, he just said, this is my venue. I want people to put stuff on and fill the place.
Yeah.
On you go. And he just made it really easy for us. He said the overhead is X amount. That pays for the PA. You sort your bands out. So it was quite easy to build it up, just to cover the cost of the PA. Michael does the door.
Yeah.
It's just such a lovely venue. Such great people. yeah, I mean, I can't praise Michael enough. I love the Voodoo Lounge. It's a great
Yeah,
place.
Great
great
venue.
venue, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm,
the pub itself is great on above the Voodoo Lounge, and
yeah,
then that room is such a good atmosphere. As soon as you get
yeah,
into there, even with nobody in it, it's a great atmosphere. Just the way it
yeah,
looks, it's an
yeah,
amazing place. Really
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
yeah. I played there loads of times. Never as busy as I played for the Scary Clown one, but played loads of times. You can say Michael is on the door. He's whether there's 5 people there or is it 100 people there.
Yeah.
He's always as welcoming, always the same,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Guy's an absolute sweetheart. Yeah, he is.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he obviously works hard to keep that place going as well. And I'm just glad it's come out the other side of lockdown, to be honest, because without that in the
Yeah, yeah,
area, I mean, what have we got?
of course. Yeah. I mean, shout out to the Ostrich in Peterborough as well. Doesn't lend itself brilliantly for the best layout for live music, but you can't, the enthusiasm that, the guys show at the Ostrich, and obviously it's a place very dear to my heart. So, yeah, kind of Voodoo Lounge is venue number one because of stage layout,
Yeah.
sound, and everything. But we also try and spread the love a bit, to the Ostrich. Nothing planned for there at the moment, but as things normalise again, very much look forward to having some stuff on there as well.
Yeah. No,
Do you
brilliant.
do you get good turnouts at Ostrich as well as, or as good a turnouts there as you do?
Yeah, I mean, well, one of my favourite gigs that we've ever done was a bit of an accidental midweek gig. I think it was Jugs contacted me, somebody from London, and it was Dave Smalley and the Bandoleros had a dead date on a tour. So we ended up putting them on. I can't even remember what we gave them. It was something daft like 100 quid or 200 quid, and I think they'd like played sold out Camden the night before. But I know. They basically played for like a pint of beer and a soggy sausage roll. And they loved it. And Dave Smalley's one of those old school guys that's just lives it. Total sweetheart.
So Scary Clown is the 3 of you then, is it? It's Crispy and Johnny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's me, Crispy, and Johnny at the moment, but that's probably it's probably a bit bigger than that because there are people beyond the 3 of us that are kind of waiting in the wings regularly to step forward and help out, whether it's Warren, who's often like at our all days, you'll find him pouring beer or serving behind the barbecue, and Debs, and there's just always people ready to appreciate the kind of community of it and ready to step forward and help out. It's the 3 of us that kind of discuss which bands are going to put on, and are just like really kids in a sweet shop going, "God, this would be good, wouldn't it?" But yeah.
But do you think this will go on for forever then? Can you see a time when you and those 2 stop getting excited about putting bands on?
Not really thought about it, to be honest. Hanging out with people, drinking and partying and to live music is what has been my favourite thing to do for a long, long time. And I can't imagine not doing it. It's too much fun.
Yeah.
So
what? Just finally, is there any music at the minute you're listening to? Is there any like new music you get into, or do you find yourself going back to the same stuff?
So new release stuff, Burning Flag's new EP. It's quite heavy stuff recently, I suppose. There's Burning Flag's new EP, LP rather, Borstal EP, Incision's new LP, Bliss.
Good one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people talking about that.
Yeah, it's a great record. It's just 20-minute old school blasting, snotty punk hardcore. Fantastic. Really nice old boys as well.
Yeah.
Where are they from? Do you know?
Manchester.
Are they? Right.
Yeah. They might even be playing a Scary Clown show quite soon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
That'd be good.
That'll get some interest if they do, because like I say, and anyone that I'm kind of chatting to at the minute is bringing up them and talking about them and that album, because it's just blowing everyone away.
Yeah, great band.
Cool. Try and get if we can get them. They always sold out too quickly for us.
Yeah. Too busy twatting about on air.
Yeah. We've got free tickets because we played, so that was the best way to do it.
Yeah. So before we go, Matty, is there anything that you want to promote or anything at the minute? Anyone you want to say hello to and make them watch this right till the end? Wow.
Just shout outs to, I guess, Resist Vegan Kitchen, Gareth, Battle Lines. If you're ever familiar with the Battle Lines live art battles, check that out. Tacos and Flip Flops. Don't drink in Weatherspoons. Go if you're in Peterborough. Drink in the Ostrich.
Yep.
And all that.
Definitely with you there. Avoid Weatherspoons.
Avoid Weatherspoons, everybody. If you don't agree, you can unsubscribe from this. Thank you very much. All 35 of you. Yeah. Yeah. Right. This is where we do a fake goodbye and we have a wave and then we'll do a proper goodbye afterwards. So, cheers, mate.
Bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye. See you later.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your fake goodbye. Thanks for that, Matty. Really.
That's Kapichat! That's Kapichat! That's Kapichat!